So first, Dan. I'm using with the Dan now. Yeah. So what is Dan? Tian. Okay. Dan is medicine. Dan in Cantonese, right? Okay. So that means it's medicine. So this is a medicine study. Okay, not a spiritual study. So if you want to go through the spiritual side, you come to the wrong teachers. Okay, you have to go to a guru because okay. So I'm a researcher in medical. Okay, a very ancient medical Chinese Naidan medicine study. Okay, so if it's a medicine, okay, so we have to find out. So what is Wai Dan Su? Okay. So what is Dan? So we have Wai Dan Su. Then we have Nai Dan Su. So we have external medicine. We have also internal medicine. You have to get that right first. So we are talking about DanTian, the Dan, the first word. If you still really don't understand that, so the second word even worse, Tian. Okay, so Tian, what does it mean by Tian in Chinese? Okay, yeah, in Cantonese, Tian, Dan Tian. So where is it? Where is it? So a lot of people talk about DanTian and you focus here. Yes, it's here. Now you'll see a lot of even ancient texts in China, okay? In ancient texts in China. So the Tian, now there's nothing wrong with ancestral knowledge. It's wrong of us, a lot of, the descendants of it, because like I said, people misinterpret it. So how are we going to justify it? Tian, and what is Tian? Just look at the character DanTian itself. Dan is medicine. Tian, so what is Tian? Tian, right, is mean petty field. So that means a petty field, so it's an area. It's an area. So the ancient was saying that it's an area full of medicines inside the body. Okay, so the misinterpretation is okay, right, 3 inches down underneath the belly button and 1.3 right inches or 1.7 depending on who's talking, right? And that's where the DanTian. So everybody focus on here. Now that's where the problem starts. You're focusing on a point because you have described a point 3 inches down and 1.3 inches inside. Now that's a point, and then some big master saying that, yes, this is Qi Hai. Qi Hai is the ocean of energy. Yes, there is such a point here called ocean of energy that belong to the Renma, right? Duma, Renma, okay? So it's an energy point. But the problem is, energy point, they do not release the Dan. It is energy point. Meridian, the meridian is a depressurizing system. Okay, that's another of my research. Okay, my paper is published in Chinese, and next time I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, because when people talk about meridian, but what is the meridian? How did it come about? What are the function of them? And nobody seems to talk about it. What are the function of the meridian? Tell me, what are the function of them? Okay, you stimulate them. Okay, fine. Stimulate what? Organs qi, zhong zheng ho. So we have the TCM, the Wai Dan, you have 12 organs. Okay. In Taoist medicine, we have 14. The 14, the extra 2 is our brain. This is the upper DanTian. Yeah, now we talk about DanTian now. The upper DanTian, the middle DanTian, and then we have the lower DanTian. So altogether is 14 major organs because the brain and the spine, Tianqu, that means the heavenly pillar, and it's everything to do with the spinal cord. From in the neurological side, is 31 pair of spinal nerves going right through whole body, collecting signal, sending signal, going up to the brain, and the brain reacts. So everything to do with the 3 DanTian. So there are 3 DanTian in the ancient term. Okay, in the ancient term. Okay, yeah. So why is it you suddenly put it here and say, oh, this is DanTian? So yes, this is lower DanTian, and nobody seems to talk about middle DanTian, let alone people talk about upper DanTian. So this is where the completely misinterpretation comes in. Do you understand that? Now, the next big misinterpretation is you are talking about a DanTian, right? You're talking about a point. but ancestors said it's a petty field, it's an area. And the descendants translate it into a point, a focus here, so everybody focus here. Well, so where's the problem? The old teacher saying it's an area, so that area, lower area. Okay, you're talking about 1 point. Now that's where another major misinterpretation. There's a loads of misinterpretation. So I'm trying to, shall we say, explain to you and let you think about it. Okay, yeah. So that's why we must understand Dan is the medicine. Tian is an area of medicine. Okay, now that's from the Chinese ancient side. So we'll look into from different angles now. Okay, yeah. So it's the White Dan. So we talk about the White Dan, external Taoist medicine. Dan, the Taoist medicine. Okay. So White Dan is actually outside the body. Outside the body, medicine outside the body. Okay. Nei Dan is medicine, natural medicine inside the body. So it's very clear. One is outside, one is inside. But again, misinterpretation comes in. All right. So now later on, I'm using anatomy, neurology, and endocrinology. All right, endocrine system to explain what is Nei Dan. So we talk about Dan. So this is very important. True. Now, so from the Wai Dan Su, I start off with, okay, yeah, it's about 3,000 years ago now, and we have already a lot of written records. Okay, my book, from my book, has already listed all out. So when it published, hopefully, well, next year when the pandemic finished, I'll go back to Hong Kong to get the publisher to do it. Okay, so what are we talking about now? Why Dan Su? So I'm putting you in this picture, then you can understand DanTian. What is DanTian? Okay, so from the Why Dan Su, from the external medicines of cooking, because you actually see something, because external medicine outside the body. So it's the herbs, you can see it's the herbs. Even Western medicine, the drug, the pills, right? They are also, you can see them. So you can see them, you can take them. Needles, you can use stimulation of needles, you can use moxibustions. So these things is outside the body, which you can see. But inside medicine, you cannot see it. So the ancient calling it many names. They called it golden liquid, the J liquid, the babies, and all kind of different dynasty have different names. So this is where a lot of misinterpretation comes in. So what is golden liquid? You tell me. Huh? If you ask your master, what is golden liquid? So if you don't know what is golden liquid, you don't know what is J liquid, somebody just giving you a term in Chinese, oh, it's J liquid. Okay, yeah, excuse me, sir. What is it? Oh, well, it's something inside the body. I know it's something inside the body, but where are they? Where did they come from? What does it mean? Those obviously doesn't look like the answer has been, forthcoming. That means a lot of people, they don't even understand this ancient term. So I'm trying to explain to you now. Okay, yeah. So when you talk about Wai Dan Su, so we will talk about cooking or medicine. So it's like a cooking pot. Later on, I'll give you the picture as well, yeah? So it's a cooking pot. So the cooking pot, then obviously is very important, right? You have to cook it. And then you have the medicine, right? So you can put all the herbs into it and everything in, obviously, you have the 5 elements in it. The 5 elements is obviously, now, water, you have cooking medicine, you have water, right? So you have one element. You have to have the fire, so the second element, right? So also when you actually putting mostly the plantation, so Chinese medicine mostly it come from the plants, extract of the plants, okay? So they're woods, right? And obviously, you put other thing into like a little bit of earth, and then the worst scenario is around about 2,000 years ago, right? 25, about Qing Dynasty, where Emperor Qing, the first emperor, at that time they were already cooking these herbs, remedies, okay, yeah, and because they put too much metal elements into it, especially if they put too much mercury. So a lot of people die, and all this tablet coming up in the golden tablets, right? So a lot of people say, the golden tablet is inside the body, you can feel it moving. So that's completely nonsense. Golden liquid, it's not a tablet. Golden liquid and J liquid, they are today is what we can say the hormones. Okay, yeah, I got 27 years of research, a clinical case study, and it all pointed to today's term called hormone, because hormone control our psychological and our physiological health status. Okay, hormone controlling it, balancing it, you find your health is good. Okay, normal health. But hormones too much, excessive, okay, too young, okay, yeah, then you're ill. Hormones not enough, insufficient, too young, you're also ill. So at the end of the day, if the hormones are balanced, okay, balance, yeah, you're fine, you're good. So 5,000 years, the ancient Chinese obviously don't use the word hormones. I'm trying to communicate with you with an English language. They use the word yin and yang. When it's too much, right, you have to suppressing it. When it's not insufficient, not enough, you have to boost it. So boosting that life force, like qi. So this is collective term, the energy, what energy? Biological chemistry. So what's biological chemistry? Energy is, that means it's hormones. Okay, yeah. So if you want to argue, that's fine. I'm listening, but please submit your paper. Let me have a read. Show me your homework, then we can communicate further. Because if not, I've done my homework. I got plenty of homework. Okay, 400,000 on my PhD thesis. So if you want to see it, contact me later. Okay, yeah. Well, you know, there's no point arguing. It's just different names. I'm trying to use the word hormone, and a few thousand years ago, we Chinese term called Dan. That's all. It's different of names. Silly to argue, isn't it? Okay. So that means the 5 element was being cooked, and then you have the remedies. So I said to a lot of students, I said, today you go to a herbalist and look at a formula of remedy, right? And you have trust into it, then you take it. But have you ever think about that? How many millions, I'm talking about millions of Chinese lives have been lost over 5,000 years of records. And obviously prior to that, because of one of the session I've spoken about it, Shen Long Si, right? The guy who supposed to have started studying of the herbs in actually Homo erectus all the way back to 1.7 million years ago, when we actually monkey coming down because we're vegetarian. Remember that lesson I was explaining to you? We're using the herbs, and the ancient Chinese written records is already saying that the guy died 70 times. It's not a person, it's a tribe. It's a prehistorical tribe, because that time they have to eat all those herbs and things, because they're not hunters. Humans don't have sharp teeth and sharp claw to hunt like wild animal. We're half monkey, half man. So a lot of time you feeding on plantation. So if you eat a wrong mushroom, you'll be dead soon. So there's a lot of poisonous thing there. So people die, and this is how the external remedy comes through trial and error. So next time, and maybe the chief of the tribe said, hey, don't take that, somebody died. Oh, don't take that, somebody even had a diary. Don't take that. So it's an accumulation of knowledge. I'm sure apart from Chinese race, I'm sure loads of all different races would have that kind of experience. But we have kept the record for a written record for 5,000 years. That's all the differences. Okay, so that means when you cooked up the remedy, please say take some respect to people who died before, because people taking it and they die, and then the formula was changing over thousands of years up to today, which is a very safe formula. Okay, so that's why Dan Su. Okay, so how you interpret into 9 Dan Su? Yes, you have a cooking pot. The pot, us, mind and body, isn't it? So we're talking about mind and body. So this is a cooking pot. Okay, so all right, DanTian, internal medicine. Yeah, we have all the natural body medicine inside, isn't it? Okay, so we are talking about endocrinology, endocrine system, and we all know that. I know so. Today, I think there's over 60 now, 60 different type of hormones. A few type of hormones control a different type of the organs. So we all know that now. There's no point arguing. So all we have to do is, do some more research. But like I said, that's DanTian, the natural body medicine.